Hello my friends. You know, I spent the first sort of 10 years or so of my life wanting to be a bin man because I thought they only worked Thursdays. Well, it's not going to be very long now before we're allowed out to play without an excuse. Well, today's video is actually a response to a recent video from WestonSuperMotoVlog. If you haven't seen his channel, I can highly recommend it. He's just bought a VTR Firestorm 1000V twin. Gorgeous bike, love it. Anyway, he asked a question recently: do you believe in ghosts? Now, I've actually got a few stories I could tell, but I'm going to stick to this one. And it begins about 18 years ago. I used to live next door to a couple of old ladies. We'll call them Miss Smith and her mother, Mrs. Smith. Now, Miss Smith was about 70 years old. I believe she had something like cerebral palsy, so she was quite hard to understand what she was saying. She was incredibly bony and fragile looking, and sadly my young son was scared to death of her. He did get used to her over the years, which was nice. Anyway, she used to live downstairs. She wasn't very able, so she lived downstairs, and she shared the house with her mother, who was about 90, and she was quite able-bodied. She used to go upstairs, and she was a tiny little lady with very white hair. Now, one day I was in the kitchen with my young son. He was around about 3 years old, and I was in the kitchen with my son, and I heard him say, "Who's that, Daddy?" And I looked round to see my son, who was looking over the kitchen sink to the house next door, looking up and smiling and waving. Now, from my height I couldn't see what he was looking at, so I went over to him and I bent down beside him and I looked up, and I could see he was looking at the sort of landing window in the house opposite where Miss and Mrs. Smith lived, and I couldn't see anybody. So I said, "Well, I can't see anybody." And he said, "Oh, she's gone now." He said, "There's a little old lady with white hair waving." Well, the strange thing is, the little old lady with white hair, which would perfectly describe Mrs. Smith, actually died before was born. So he would have known nothing of her. Now, he would obviously have recognised Miss Smith because he was scared of her, and we were both familiar with the only other people that visited their property. Therefore, I conclude that my young son saw the ghost of Mrs. Smith waving at him from the upstairs window. Now, as ghost stories go, I think that's quite a sweet one. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that little story. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care. Ciao for now. Bye bye.